Hey, what's up, Arvel? Yo, what's up, Zen? Yo, what's up, Joel? I really got to get back to TikTok streaming, bro. Like, for real TikTok streaming. Zen, I don't know why Twitch does their ads when they do, but you should only be getting 3 minutes per hour on my channel. I can't control it. Hey, Wakeen, JLD, welcome. Yo, what's up, Liam? All right, I think we have all the chats going. Dropped frames. Yeah, Zen, I can't control the ads, but you should only be getting about 3 minutes per hour from my channel. Only 3 minutes, baby. So I think what we're gonna do here, Zen, I'll have stuff that I pull up, but I'm gonna start practicing the begin presentation on here in case I'm selected for TwitchCon and for anything, and then I will take notes. Yeah, hopefully I'm one of them, Zen. But we're pretty much deciding whether or not to go on if we are selected. Well, I filled out an application and I put what I would like to present about. So they go through all of them and then decide. My thing is, I'm not a very big streamer, so I don't know how much that factors in. Yeah, that's what they said. Their most recent, they were supposed to already made decisions, but now they said they need until July 16th to make a decision. Where are you at rank wise then? Yeah, what's up? It's Kaizen. I like it though, man. The grind. My man is no longer iron. Sounds like it's going quick, man, not slow. Yeah, that's understandable, Zen. I mean, each game could be 45 minutes, you know? And if you lose one and win two, it's the same as if you just won one. But it's fun with the grind, baby. It's fun with the grind. You got to be getting better. Yeah, when you're coming up in the game, it's fun. Till about you find your peak rank. Yeah, Immortal 1, 75 RR. Yo, what's up, Tadgan? So for today's stream, I'm going to be hanging out, and I'm literally just going over the 5 steps to financial success. I'm going to be practicing that. Oh, it says I'm connecting to chat, so hold on a second. So I'm going to practice and then answer questions for anybody who has any. So before we get into any of that, did you have any questions up front? You got to fill it out. So the first thing to do is to get your pay, write that down, and then you write your expenses and you figure out whether or not you have extra money or you owe money. But you always want to spend less than you make. Writing it down is the most important thing. A lot of people do budgets without writing it down, but writing it down really helps. I do like Waffle House, yes. What do you like getting there, Zen? B1 Lancer. Welcome. I love their hash browns. Brody. Right now, I'm live on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube Landscape, YouTube Portrait, X, and Kick. At some point, I'd like to be live on Facebook and Instagram as well. That's what I'm hoping for. Hey, what's up, Gabe? Um, so the first game I ever really remember are two was original Mario and Duck Hunt. Mario 3, Mario 2, Mortal Kombat, Final Fantasy 7, Doom, Duke Nukem. Yeah, that's probably mostly all of them. I don't see myself doing VR. It's a trippy concept. got you into it and what got you out of it? You ever do any self help, Zen? Man, they changed your game on you? Yeah. Like wanting to be able to feel like you're somewhere else? Yo, what's up, Jaden? You could be wakeboarding right now, Zen. You got the similar muscles. Wow. Probably your index finger? I don't know, your thumb maybe? Oh, what are you going to hit me with? Why is the thumb not a finger? I do like Lil Wayne. Some more than others, though. I don't remember if it was the Carter 3 or the Carter 4. It's got Fireman as well. I'm the fireman. Fire for fireman. I have not listened to Kodak Black. Who would you compare him to? Interesting. I'll have to give him a try. Man, Kodak Black's been around for 13 years. Yo, what's up, Alex? Welcome to the TikTok. I'm probably a pancakes man myself, Zen. Matthew the Keeper, hello. Batman or Superman? I think I have to go Superman. Hey, what's up, Nova? But Superman doesn't even need finances, you know what I mean? That is a good point. Superman is a little above 401ks. Superman's like putting pre-tax money in a Roth IRA. How have you been, Nova? What are you up to? Any hot stocks you're looking at today? Or any topics you want to discuss? Well, it probably depends on what you're eating. Like if you just eat grilled chicken from KFC, it's probably not too terrible, you know? But I used to get their, I forgot what they called it, but it was two chicken patties worth of bread, and then they threw different stuff in the sandwich, bacon and whatnot. And only eating the breading, the least nutritious part of it. Hey, what's up, Eepin? Um, my mom's why I became free advice guy. You know, nobody helped her out with her finances her entire life, and I want to help out people like her. So you could probably say my mom. Right, one day I'd like to make enough for free advice guy to buy a house for the family. But I think we're years from that. I appreciate you, Zen. Got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. I would like to be at the point one day, Zen, that it's so successful that I'm just giving away a bunch of money to pay off people's debts. It'll always be free, but it'll be Patreon members or something else. Ooh. I'm probably more of a chocolate guy. Just overall, the flavor of chocolate is better. What about you? It's very true, Nova. And to be honest, I'll help people anyway. Like, I want to stream because I want to be available whenever and wherever somebody needs help, right? If I'm live, they can come and talk to me. I have my videos so they can find something 24/7. Same thing with the shorts. And I also have the Patreon community. Which, oh man, I gotta ban this echoed willow. If you guys haven't signed up for free, you could sign up for free to the Patreon. And even though not all the features are available through that, you could always tell me what you think. I've had both. So if you're talking about a cake with cookies in it, yes. If you're talking about a cookie with cake consistency and texture, yes, I've done that as well. I'm always a cookies and cream type. I used to only be a cookies and cream person. I do like peanut butter cookies as well. Oh, okay, I love cookie dough. It's hard to hate on mint chip. You never had mint chip? That feels wild to me. How have you never had it? Zen's a for sure bot. Only bots have not had it. My favorite type of donut is super lame. I like glazed donuts. You gotta like mint. You gotta like mint, Zen. What about you? What do you like, Zen? I forgot what they're called, but the twisty ones that are glazed. I don't know the difference between a traditional and a normal. Maybe Julian. Blueberry pie. I love the new trend of crazy cookies, but right now I'm just eating meat. Might sound wild, but we're trying just meat. Man, my favorite Valorant agent. All right, so there's multiple to this. If I'm playing without reason to care or without caring about winning, that's one. If I'm trying to win, it's Silver Viper. I don't know. Raze is probably my favorite character, even though I'm not good with her by any means. Yo, what's up, Soft? I like Venom. I like Cloak. I like Punisher. I rarely play Punisher because nobody needs me to DPS. Orange juice, easy. Even though I prefer to eat an apple over an orange. What do you mean? What do you mean, Nova? The companies or? Oh, just orange juice futures. I got you. Yeah, it's a big drink. And I can love them both without being a hater's end, but I'm a dog person. I had cats growing up. But the first animal I ever truly owned on my own was a dog, and I will forever love that dog. Man, my favorite moment of my life was probably my wedding. We had the best wedding ever, and I got to start my life with my wife. It's cheesy, but it's true. Favorite year of my life? It's been the last year doing free advice guy. No, she's out with the kids. But for real, this past year doing free advice guy, I got to spend so much more time with the family and start pursuing my dreams. Yeah, it's kind of tough because every year for the last however long, I've grown in either like I added a wife, and then we were pregnant, had a kid, pregnant, had a kid, pregnant, had a kid, and now we're pregnant, waiting to have our next kid. Kids give you emotional return. Most never give you a financial return. July 22nd, soft. About 2 weeks. Our babies don't tend to come on time, so we anticipate, a little late. 22nd, 2 2. Oh man. The new Black Peak song is not a banger. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about banning Big Creek. I haven't got a chance to talk with him. Yo, who won? Nova. Cozy's team won 13-5. Let's go. Take that, Simple. Man, bragging rights. Look what I did with random teammates versus what you did with random teammates. I'm a better teammate. All right. So, any other financial questions? Just so you know, Nova, I am what you see in front of you are my 5 steps to financial success. Um, so, like a budget is the foundation for everything. If you master the budget process, everything else is gravy. So the first goal of a budget is to help you spend less than you make. Wait, what's S begin? I thought the 5 was an S. I got it though. This is the So Nova, I'm more of a money market person because they're still very safe. Yep. If it's sitting in a bank, you have FDIC. If you have it in an investment account, you have SPIC. Yeah, I don't do anything like that. I mean, if you put it into any other account, right, you have transfer time. So if I need money from my money market account, it takes 2 to 3 days. But then if you keep it in the money market fund, yeah, welcome back, Joel. If you keep it in a money market fund, it'll have a little bit more return generally than high yield savings or uh, a bank account. Liabilities. You essentially want an emergency fund to be able to cover you for when your income goes out. So it should cover 12 months of basic living expenses. So if you lose your income, you have enough to take care of your expenses. No, you can personal trade Nova. So I'm not there anymore, so I can't speak to their current day stuff. But when I was there, you could make trades, but depending on your department, you had to hold them for at least 60 days. So as a financial advisor, if I bought anything, I could not sell it for 60 days. Yeah. Anything in a report will be priced then by like a week. It's more about the how it looks. So other people trade more than that. Then you just can't have any like normal traders uncovered trades, stuff like that. Did you read the studies published in 2024 about how pregnancy affects biological age? No. Does it shrink it? I did read that if women have boys, they're less likely to die to cancer. You got to tell me what they do. All right. A budget is truly an eye-opening experience. All right. So a budget is truly an eye-opening experience. If I gave you paper and a pen right now, you would probably write down 10 to 15 things. All right. So a budget is the foundation for everything. If you master the budget process, everything else is gravy. The first goal of a budget is to help you spend less than you make. A budget will help you find out if you are in a surplus, meaning you have extra money, or a deficit, meaning you owe money. A budget is truly an eye-opening experience. Is a truly eye-opening experience? Let's do that. A budget is a truly eye-opening experience. They could take a year to finalize, but you will make changes the rest of your life. If I gave you paper and a pen right now, you'd probably write down 10 to 15 budget items and feel pretty good. What's up, TikTok viewers? All right. So a budget is the foundation for everything. A lot of people think a budget is so you can spend less. It is actually it is so you can spend more effectively. You can buy more of what you want later if you are smart with your money now. If you master the budget process, everything else is gravy. The first goal of a budget is to help you spend less than you make. A budget will help you find out if you are in a surplus, meaning you have extra money every month, or a deficit, meaning you owe money every month. A budget is a truly eye-opening experience. They could take a year to finalize, but you'll make changes to it for the rest of your life. If I gave you paper and a pen right now, you would probably write down 10 to 15 budget items and feel pretty good about it. A true budget includes adding things you forgot about when they hit you in the face. Insurance is a good example of this. You get charged for insurance every 6 months, and unless you're paying attention to it, you're going to lose it. Yo, what's up, Yuli? I'm working on I'll turn it on in a little bit. I'm in like a lazy mood here. I'll definitely have it on. But I'm writing up stuff for this, so I'm not necessarily looking at the camera or the chat as much as I should. So I'm writing this down. Beard gone. Can't show my actual face. All right. So I think we got budget here. Absolutely fake news. Absolutely fake news. It's in my wedding vows that I'll have a beard forever. All right, that's not true either, but my wife loves a beard, so it's not going anywhere. All right, so I'm repeating this multiple times here, but trying to think. If this is good enough, I will add more context when I'm actually speaking and giving the presentation. But a budget. A budget is the foundation for everything. A lot of people think a budget is so you can spend less, but in reality, it's so you can spend more effectively. You can buy more of what you want later if you are smart with your money now. If you master the budget process, everything else is gravy. The first goal of a budget is to help you spend less than you make. A budget will help you find out if you are in a surplus, meaning extra money, or a deficit, meaning you owe money. A budget is a truly eye-opening experience. They can take a year to finalize, but you'll be making changes to it the rest of your life. If I gave you a paper and pen right now, you would probably write down 10 to 15 budget items and feel pretty good about it. But a true budget includes things that you need to add later after they hit you in the face. Insurance is a good example of this. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So insurance comes up every 6 months. Some people forget about it, except for the 6-month interval when it comes to buying it. So they're not budgeting for it. I think it's interesting to pitch budgeting as a plan to help people spend more. Yes. That's what I'm trying to get at for people. A little short-term pain for a lot of financial gain later. It truly is the most important part of a financial picture. All right. So if you know your insurance is coming every 6 months, that it's $1,200 every 6 months, you need to have $200 a month built into your budget. Part of what makes budgeting such an eye-opening experience is you, possibly for the first time, realize that you're spending $300 per month on Pokemon cards. It's not necessarily bad you were spending the money, it's bad that you didn't know. A budget will make sure you know where every dollar is coming and going. It will make you a master of your own financial domain. This step is critical. If you master your budget, it makes every other financial decision you make less stressful. All right, anything I should add, take away, change? No, just a scrub, Yuli. I'm at like 30 or 40 RR, I think. Yes, it is. I'll be tanking her permanently. Big fixed costs like insurance premiums are volatile these days. Should budgets have a cushion? Yes and no, right? Your budget's always going to adjust. So if you're talking about saving more for a budget because of your emergency fund, that's one thing. Yeah, it's true. She could slum around on Frost's account if she wants. So you could, Nova, but that it's just like an additional step. You'll be more safe if you have uh, some cushion, but generally they're not that widespread. But a little cushion never hurt. I love that, Yuli, but that's mostly soft and frost. Everyone else just enjoys playing in a five stack with you. So it might grow, Nova, assuming your expenses grow, which they tend to do. Your expenses at 20 years old are almost certainly going to be less than they are at 40 years old. So yes, that's part of where step 5 comes in, is navigating your life changes. If your expenses go up, your emergency fund needs to go up. Yeah, that's very true. Hold on a sec. Yes, they do. And then now ties disappeared again. Ty was around every night for a couple of weeks and then disappears again. You mean as jobs, Nova, or what do you mean? To be straight with you, Nova, most people lose when they day trade. Being a trader for a company is much different than being a trader for yourself as well. Profits. If you're a trader and you make other people a bunch of money, you only make a portion of it. If you're a trader and make a bunch of money and you're doing it for yourself, you get to keep it all, you know? Seems OP to work those jobs and manage personal finance. You don't really have time for yourself, though. Most of those jobs, you're working all the hours, Nova. What's up, TikTok user? I do work a lot of hours, man. Nah. If you went shopping without a budget, you actually probably did have a budget. You knew what you could spend. Alrighty. Agreed, Yuli. I do think there will be a time where we'll probably do that, but human emotion is irrational, so we could see the same thing 2 different days and react different ways to it. Yo, what shoes? Yeah, but see, that right there, Soft, when you are ideal at budgeting, right? When you are fully integrated and have embraced saving, investing, the 5 steps to financial success, you being able to go out and do that whenever you want is end state. You got 2 jobs now, Yuli. You have 2 jobs now. So hopefully the money will be okay. All right. So while you guys are looking at this, I'm actually typing on Word in the background. So I'm not trying to type up something crazy. Ooh, okay. Yuli, if you're good at that stuff, we could commission you for probably something. Boom. Well, okay. We could, I mean, you could do both, right? But are you saying projects that you can put up that you've completed as like, hey, look at the stuff I've done? All right. We're also making I believe this is fairly official now. So I'll tell everybody, but we're changing the logo. We're putting we helped someone instead of I. Because we're doing this together. By doing a budget, you end up intentionally doing more of what you like and less of what you don't like. That's how I want to end it, with a positive. If you master your budget, it makes every other financial decision less stressful. You end up intentionally doing more of what you like and less of what you don't like. Yeah, I have some, but my portfolio is a work in progress. So until that's finished, I'm not confident in applying for jobs. This job's a referral job by my professor. All right, so what's the worst case scenario if you go up on Fiverr? I think though, well, you know what? I think unless you're worried you're going to do a bad job for somebody, and from knowing you, I don't think you would ever do a bad job. I think there's only positive outcome. You might have to do a job for like crazy cheaper than you normally would to get somebody to go, oh, all right, I'll try it. And then boom, 5 stars. And then hopefully they write a review. You know what I mean? And it goes from there. All right. I want to talk about emergency funds. All right, sounds good, Yuli. I want to talk about emergency funds in a way that makes sense for people. I think 12 months is ideal. All right, so I'm writing to essentially create uh, a presentation. I can go more in depth, less in depth, whatever it is, but I want to create one that I can do as efficiently as like 15 minutes. And then I'll go more in depth on these topics for like an hour long presentation, but that'll take a while. Nobody's going to want me for an hour long presentation yet. So it's like writing the key parts. Like there's certain things when I wrote about budget, I don't like saying Pokemon cards. I want to call out spending on a particular thing without calling out a particular thing, right? When you fill out your budget, you realize that you're spending money on things. And I always call out, it just seems to be funny to the people I'm talking to, but to say like Pokemon cards, you know? But I'm not even calling out the purchase of Pokemon cards. I just don't really want to call them out. I want to change it to something that still hits the same without calling a particular product out. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So this is just a work in progress. This is probably what I'm going to spend time doing on stream. I'm going to try to be fully active with all of the chats. But I think I'm going to continuously refine this begin framework so that I can give this as a presentation at a library or a school. Anybody, anywhere. All right. I think I want to start an emergency fund with the selling point. To put it simply, an emergency fund is to put it simply, an emergency fund is to have money set aside in case your source of income suddenly stops. A proper emergency fund will give you peace of mind that, with disciplined spending, you have 12 months. Oops. A certain amount of months. You have a certain amount of months. Yep. For basic living expenses set aside. Emergency fund is a dark void lurking between your checking and savings accounts that threatens the fund of all deposits. Yeah. Yep. And you never need them until you need them. That's why, man, being a financial advisor is tough because I personally like 12 months. I'm going to tell people that flat out. I completely understand that you can make more money investing in something else, and you could get more return on your money. But the peace of mind, if we're talking about investing like that, then you're probably doing okay. You're doing things right. You know what I mean? And if you're doing things right, who cares if you miss out on a little bit of return on having an emergency fund? It's always nice to have some cash set aside that gives you peace of mind, that you don't have to touch a single investment or change the purpose of any money working for you for at least 12 months. So I've always been a conservative guy. So I guess I would say with certainty kids made it 12, but it was probably 12 before that, and maybe more than 12. I just think 12 is never bad for anyone. It is a tremendous saving goal. Like, there are so many things that ideally you would do on your investing path, but can't due to circumstances. Like, for a lot of people, the first time they can ever save is in a 401k. And 401ks, for all their imperfections, I believe are awesome for people. I think 401ks are tremendous. And this is with or without employee match. If you get employee match, it makes a 401k awesome. So this is all assuming you're doing traditional contributions, pre-tax contributions, but assuming you are, number one, it lowers your taxable income. Four to 6 month emergency fund, but only because I'm insanely broke. Okay. Are you living off of your emergency fund now? And how specific is your budget? Uh-oh. Did the stream drop? Oh, no way. Man. All right. Are we back now? All right. Can you guys hear me? All right, we're going to do a self-test. Self-test. All right. Man, that was unfortunate, Soft. Unfortunate. You probably do not care at all about the rivals stuff going on, do you? Man. Man, so I did not get a chance to rework the room, though we did talk about it. I think I'm going to push back closer to that wall that you normally see behind me. Then have the banner up behind me. Because I guess people like seeing stuff in your camera shot. I don't know. I need a better background, I guess, is the... And the game is so much more intense. I just like to know what you think of the game at this level. When it's 6v6 and people are just super coordinated. Yo, it's back, Nova. Yes, I agree. This 5th episode is a good one. Yeah. All right. They restarted at the 210 mark. I need to do that. That means my YouTubes are dead, I think. Wait, no way. The YouTubes did not die. How is that possible? Okay. Interesting. Somehow my TikTok didn't die. Only my Twitch. How is that possible when Twitch is my main thing? If it died to Twitch, how did it not die to everything else? That does not make sense. That is super weird. Super weird. That was at the 2-hour 1-minute mark. All right. The, the stream stayed alive on everything else. All right, now people are getting the alert. I still have no idea how no other stream died, but I'm adding that. Dun, 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 dun. If Twitch crashes, everything else ends too. Not this time. Yo, what's up, Black Bunny? Talking about the 5 steps to financial success. And a Streamlabs ticket. We were just about to talk about emergency funds, but if you have other things you would like to talk about, we can do that. submitted to Streamlabs. All right, should we get back to emergency fund? Ooh. For people on the bottom. They may feel that my general recommendation is 12 months of basic living expenses. As an emergency fund. I understand this feels like a lot of money to have in cash. For people on, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and change this now. For people on their way up, they may feel that it is impossible to ever save that amount of money. For people on top, they wonder what that money, they wonder why that money isn't doing something for them. Here we go. I argue that peace of mind is priceless. Let's see here. Yo, what's up, Eric? Let's see here. Do you know anybody that has a disability, cancer, laid off longer than they thought? Let's see. I don't really want to have word up, but I wonder if it would be more interesting with what I'm typing up. I just don't want to see, I just don't want people to actually see my actual typing. faced something life altering. What do you mean on legal marriage? Like registering with the state? I don't know. It's not something, I do find it weird. It's something you have to do. For certain legal things, but I mean, people don't have to do it. They can just go through a ceremony. Yeah, I'm okay with it. To each their own. I think the legal mattered to us. But I don't know if we really know why. All right. An emergency fund for something you can't think of. Do you know anyone that has faced something life altering longer than they thought? Nah, I don't know. Do you know anyone affected by the pandemic? I don't like either of those sentences. People end up being without income longer than they thought. Sometimes by choice, because they have an emergency fund that affords them that. proper emergency fund helps you make logical decisions. What is the next best move? An improper emergency fund feeling What do you think, Soft? Are you going to be a married through the state type person? Or are you going to be a ceremony and like wicker band rings? Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of people who, want to be anti system, but we're all some part of the system. You just got to pick how much you want to be. The moment you tap into a 6-month emergency fund, it only has 5 months and some weeks left in it. Ooh, what's up for your advice, girl? All right, we're at emergency fund, girl. To put it simply, an emergency fund is to have money set aside in case your source of income suddenly stops. A proper emergency fund will give you peace of mind that, with disciplined spending, you have a certain number of months for basic living expenses set aside. My general recommendation is 12 months of basic living expenses as an emergency fund. I understand this feels like a lot of money to have in cash. For people on their way up, they may feel that it is impossible to ever save that amount of money. For people on top, they wonder why that money isn't doing something more for them. I argue that peace of mind is priceless. An emergency for something you can't think of. Do you know anyone that has faced something life-altering longer than they thought? Do you know anyone affected by the pandemic? People end up being without income longer than they thought. Sometimes by choice, because they have an emergency fund that affords them that. A proper emergency fund helps you make logical decisions. to make the best move. An improper emergency fund will have you feeling on a deadline, in a rush. The moment you tap into a 6-month emergency fund, it only has 5 months and some weeks left in it. All right, I don't know how that. Wait, so they're doing a nerf to it? Man, he didn't get anything out of that. All right. Okay, I like that. Okay, all right. Yeah, hold on. I should tell you, I'm writing the shortest version of it now. Agreed. So, and obviously we'll talk about this here soon. I'll probably end in like 15 minutes or something like that. Um, but I'm writing the shortest version of it so I could give this presentation in 15 minutes. And then I'm going to add more and make it better for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. All right, I just changed it. The moment you tap into a 6-month emergency fund, you may wish you had more. Boom. Yeah, I could definitely add more, and I definitely will. I want to get like, you know, if I were to make a little short video to tell somebody the 5 steps for financial success, like a budget is the foundation for everything. A lot of people think a budget is so you can spend less. In reality, it's so you can spend more effectively. You can buy more of what you want later if you are smart with your money now. If you master the budget process, everything else is gravy. The first goal of a budget is to help you spend less than you make. A budget will help you find out if you are in a surplus, meaning you have extra money, or a deficit, meaning you owe money. It will make you a master of your own financial domain. This step is critical. If you master your budget, it makes every other financial decision less stressful. You end up intentionally doing more of what you like and less of what you don't like. Fast food or treating yourself? I could just say treating yourself. That could be everything. Because I think everyone, that kind of has the same charm to it. Part of what makes budgeting such an eye opening experience is you, possibly for the first time, realize that you're spending $300 per month on treating yourself. On treating yourself. It's not necessarily bad you were spending the money, it's bad that you didn't know. I like that. Everybody treats themselves. I think so too. All right. Well, we made progress today on the framework. A budget is the foundation for everything. All right. Now we'll go all the way to 3 o'clock. We'll go all the way to 3. All right. We call that a stream. We made some great progress today. Pretty stoked. I will catch you guys later. Bye, everybody.